is transport in plants and so on. So today we are going to start with chapter 7, which is animal nutrition. The resources are uploaded on Teams, and yeah, even the MLG assignments have been uploaded. Once I complete the topic, you may start solving the questions. Okay, so shall we get started? Or you want to share any experiences, the good experiences you had over the vacation, wherever you traveled and all? Would you like to talk about it? Who was it? Okay, never mind. So let's start. Yes, Sarah Zubair, you want to talk?
No, not really. I was just gonna say that I don't think there would be any fun experience. We were just laying on the couch and sleeping all day.
Really?
Well, yeah, because we can't go outside.
Had a quality family time, isn't it? We relaxed, and though it was a short but a refreshing vacation, a much needed vacation, right?
Yes, it was needed. Laying in the couch. Oh, yeah, doing nothing but eating ice cream.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. But at least you relaxed and you got revived. And of course, you spent time with your parents, your siblings, and you had quality time, I believe, right? And due to the pandemic, of course, we cannot travel, but I was mentioning about maybe anywhere in around in Saudi Arabia, Makkah, Medina, Taif, anywhere you must have traveled. Have you traveled anywhere? The others?
No, miss. Because of the quarantine.
Yeah, great. Great, very good. Good that we are all safe, alhamdulillah, and at home. Great. All right, ladies, so let's start our topic. Animal nutrition. Please open page number 73 from your textbook. Okay. So let's start with the verse from the Quran, as we always do, which is about the foods which are mentioned in the Quran. So this is a verse from chapter 5, verse 1. O you who believe, fulfill your undertakings. The beast of cattle is made lawful unto you for food, okay, except that which is announced unto you. Herein game being unlawful when you are in pilgrimage. Meaning this verse is obviously from the Quran, which has been revealed many centuries ago. So they are pointing out at the game over here, which is the hunting. So in those days, people used to go on hunting, and it has been mentioned in the Quran that it is unlawful to hunt the animals when you are on a pilgrimage. Pilgrimage meaning when you're going on Hajj or Umrah, when you're already wearing the ihram which the men wear. So you cannot hunt the animals when you are wearing the ihram. Similarly, though you are provided with a wide variety of foods, subhanAllah, to eat, there are certain things which are forbidden for us to eat in the Quran, like the alcohol consumption or the consumption of the pork, which is the pig, as you know. So apart from these foods which are forbidden, we have a variety of foods which we can have, which are rich in proteins and carbohydrates and fats, subhanAllah, with which we can stay healthy and nutritious, isn't it? So there is also the mention of meat in the Quran, which is very rich in protein, which the body needs a lot, as well as it is rich in iron and zinc and selenium, all these minerals as well. Okay, so especially you growing children, you should include a lot of meat in your diet, because not only it provides you with protein, but also with iron, which is very important for the girls, and other minerals like zinc and selenium. Okay, so let's start on this note. The objectives for this topic today are to study about the term balanced diet. We are going to study what is a balanced diet and the principal sources which describe the dietary importance of carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, mineral salts, fiber, and water. Of course, we studied the importance of carbohydrates, fats, proteins, and all under our topic biological molecules, but we will quickly recap what all we studied again in this topic, because we are talking about the balanced diet and the nutrition of the animals on the whole. So we have the other objectives of the entire topic, but we will be covering the objectives as and when we'll be covering the various contents in this topic. All right, ladies, so let's do a quick KWL before we move ahead. You can see the picture of a baby here. So can you recognize the baby is suffering with which disease or deficiency?
Malnutrition?
Malnutrition, excellent. You can see the baby's arms are very thin, the baby is very lean. Of course, the baby is malnutritioned. Who answered?
Jumana.
Jumana, sweetie, can you please tell me what is malnutrition? How do you define malnutrition?
Is the lack of nutrients in your body, the lack of food.
Yes, excellent. So a lack of a particular nutrient or all the nutrients on the whole can cause the body to be malnutritioned, meaning the body is not getting enough nutrients which it needs to get, which results in many deficiency diseases. For example, this baby in this picture, he has a protein deficiency. Okay, so if there is a deficiency of nutrients, the minerals and vitamins in our body, it might lead to deficiency diseases. A deficiency disease meaning the disease which or the condition due to the lack of that nutrient in our food or in our body. So when there is a protein deficiency, you get diseases. The children like marasmus and kwashiorkor are the names of the protein deficiency diseases, wherein the body is very thin, as you can see in this picture, lethargic, the growth is retarded, okay, and the muscle, there is no muscle at all. Okay, because not only the baby is lacking in proteins, but also carbohydrates, because carbohydrates are needed for energy in your body. And when there are no carbohydrates in your diet, and if you're taking only proteins, then proteins, instead of being used for their primary function of growth, repair and maintenance in the body, they are wasted for the energy. Okay, in such a condition, the condition in which the proteins are being used for energy or wasted for energy are known as the marasmus and kwashiorkor, wherein, of course, the protein and the nutrients and various other nutrients are lacking in the diet. Okay, so let's go ahead with the topic now. Here again, we have the objectives which we are going to cover under the core and supplement of the various topics which we are going to cover in this subtopics in this chapter. Alimentary kennel, we are going to talk about it in detail.
Miss, I love you.
I love you too, sweetie. Thank you so much. You made my day.
You're welcome, I did too.
I love you too, sweetheart. I love you too. Okay, so here we have the again, the objectives of the digestion, which we are going to cover in detail in this topic further. Okay, so let's start with a balanced diet. Now, what is a balanced diet and why is it very, very important for us to take a balanced diet? Who's going to tell me? Yes, ladies. Jumana, go ahead.
A balanced diet is important because it gives you not just one particular nutrient, all of the nutrients that your body needs.
So why is it called as a balanced diet? Can we take all the nutrients in any proportion?
Oh no.
Yes. So we need to take it in the correct amounts which are needed by the body, right? Sarah Zubair, can you please tell me, will the balanced diet be same for all of us, or will it be different?
I think it's supposed to be the same because there's this pyramid. I forgot what it's called, but there's a pyramid in which it says that you need what amount you need to take of each kind of nutrient.
Yes, I agree. But don't you think the needs of one person are different from the needs of another? For example, you are in the growing stage. So which nutrient do you need more in this stage, depending upon your activity and your growth and your age?
Meat.
Proteins, very good, because you're in the growing stage. And do you need more of carbohydrates and fats as well?
Yes,
Yes. Why?
because in the growing stage you're wasting more energy.
Yes, because you're very active in this stage. You're taking part in sports, and especially your lifestyle is very active. So you might need more energy. So you need more carbohydrates and fats, right? Similarly, girls, they might need more iron in their bodies compared to boys. Why? Ladies?
I got no idea.
Miss, may I answer?
Yes, please.
Because girls get their periods, and when they discharge blood, a lot of iron is lost from their bodies.
Perfect. Right answer, Dua. Because the girls, they menstruate and there is a loss of blood from their bodies every month. So there might be an iron deficiency if they are not including a lot of iron-rich foods in their body. So girls, they might need more of iron. Similarly, a balanced diet, as Farah Zubair said, the definition of a balanced diet is you need to take all the nutrients in the right amounts, and it might be the same for all the adults. So, on an average, all the adults might need the same amount of nutrients, be it an adult man or an adult woman. But it might also change because of any special conditions. For example, if a woman is pregnant, she needs extra calories during that time in order to cater for the growing fetus in her body. Similarly, if the woman is lactating or breastfeeding, then also she needs extra nutrients, isn't it? Similarly, the differences between the boys and girls are different because boys' body mass is more than girls, so they need more, their activity is more, so their requirement will be a little more for men than women, for boys than girls. Similarly, it depends on the activity as well, right? If it is adults I'm talking about, if the adults are into a sedentary job, sedentary meaning they don't need a lot of activity. If they are in the managerial position or supervisor position, they just give instructions. They just have to sit in front of in their office or in front of a computer and just do a computer job or giving instructions job. So they don't need a lot of energy, so they need to cut down, otherwise they will put on weight, they will turn obese, right? Compared to a construction worker, if you're talking about the same 35-year-old man who is into a construction job, lifting a lot of weights and doing a lot of activity, so his energy requirement would be more. He needs more carbohydrates in his diet compared to the other person who is also 35 years old but doing an office job, isn't it? So when you're planning a diet, you need to keep all these things in mind. These are all the factors which play a major role when you're planning a diet. The sex of a person, the age of the person, the activity of the person, which is the lifestyle of a person, and also the climatic conditions where you're living in, and any special health conditions like pregnancy or diabetes or any medical conditions like heart disease or anything should be kept into consideration when you're planning a diet. All right, ladies. So a balanced diet is something which contains all the nutrients in the correct amounts which are needed by the body. It should contain carbohydrates, proteins, fats, water, which is very, very important, though it is not a nutrient, vitamins, minerals, and fiber. What is fiber, ladies? What is fiber?
A fiber, it helps move the food to move for the alimentary canal. It's a muscle, sort of contracts and relaxes sometimes.
Yes, excellent, Jumana. Fiber, dietary fiber is something which you need to include into your food, which aids in the digestion. Yes, it does not allow your intestines to move, but it allows the food to move smoothly through your intestines. Okay, so what are the sources of fibers in our diet?
Vegetables.
Yes. Very good. Vegetable and fruit skin, the upper layer of the rice, wheat, and various other grains. Okay, all these are very rich in fiber. So you need to include a lot of fruits and vegetables in your diet, and you need to have the brown bread, and the multi-grain bread all which is not processed, okay, so that the outer husk is there, which is very rich in fiber, which helps in digestion and also passing out the waste from your body easily. So without the presence of fiber in your body, the waste cannot be passed out easily. You will have a difficulty in passing out the waste from your body, which might lead to many other conditions like piles and hemorrhoids, etc. All right, so fiber is also very important and can be considered as an important nutrient in your body. So how do you define a balanced diet? A balanced diet provides all the nutrients in the correct amounts needed to carry out the life processes. This is a balanced diet. Okay, and the definition of a diet is the total of the molecules or nutrients that we need is called a diet. Meaning whatever food you're eating or the meal you're taking in a day is known as a diet. Okay, I'm not talking about dieting, which is protein rich diet or slimming diet or what all diets which you're doing today, the keto diet. No, diet is the amount of food you're taking in a day is known as a diet, the total of molecules or nutrients. And if the diet does not provide all the nutrients in the correct proportions, then a person may suffer from malnutrition. If the food you're eating is not providing you with enough nutrients, then you will start showing the symptoms of deficiency of that particular nutrient. Meaning you will start looking very thin. So if you're not taking enough proteins and carbohydrates and fats in your diet, and if you're starting to look very pale, meaning there is no iron in your body, you have an iron deficiency, and so on. So malnutrition is lack of nutrition in your body, or the nutrients which you're taking are not enough for your body needs. Okay, so one more definition is a balanced diet should contain the correct proportions of carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, vitamins and minerals, of course water and dietary fiber. So this is the ratio in which you need to take the carbohydrates. Of course, the carbohydrates you need to take in a larger amount compared to the fats and proteins. Okay, so a quarter or less than a quarter of a protein and less than a quarter of a fat plus 3/4 of carbohydrates should be included in your diet. Plus you also need to include fruits and vegetables and calcium rich foods like either milk or buttermilk and water. Okay, so this is a proportion in which you will take the balanced diet. Okay, so can someone please read out the definitions of adequate diet, balanced diet and undernutrition from the slide here?
An adequate diet provides sufficient energy for the performance of metabolic work, although the energy could be in any form. A balanced diet provides all dietary requirements in the correct proportions. In conditions of undernutrition, the first concern is usually provision of an adequate diet, but to avoid symptoms of malnutrition, a balanced diet must be provided.
Thank you so much, sweetie. Now over here we are talking about undernutrition. So what is the difference between undernutrition and malnutrition? Are both one and the same? Who's
No.
going to tell me? Yeah. What is the difference? Jumana? Hiba, Aftab, would you like to say something? You're raising your hand. Hiba?
No, Miss, it was an accident.
All right, no problem, sweetie. Yeah, who's going to tell me the difference between undernutrition and malnutrition? Okay, let me tell you then. So malnutrition is inadequate nutrition. Okay, so it can be either undernutrition or overnutrition. Both these undernutrition and overnutrition, they come under malnutrition. So if you see a baby who is lacking in food, as we just now saw a picture, so we will say the baby is malnutrition. Why? Because the baby is not getting enough nutrition from the diet he or she is taking. Similarly, if you see a very obese child or a person, he is also malnutrition because he is taking the nutrition in excess. the amount he's taking is more than what is required for his body. That is why the excess fats and carbohydrates are being deposited in his body in the form of fat, and that is the reason why he is obese. Okay, so when we are talking about malnutrition, it can be either under or overnutrition, whereas undernutrition is lacking in nutrition altogether. Undernutrition is clearly inadequate nutrition. Okay, the person is not getting the enough nutrients in his body, due to which he is undernutrition. He is very lean, he is very thin, and he has very many deficiency diseases because the lack of nutrients in his diet. Okay, that is the difference between undernutrition and malnutrition. Okay, ladies. Okay, so the balanced diet has all these components. Can someone please read out the information from this slide here? Who read last time? Was it Jumana?
I read.
Yes, Sidra, please go ahead, Sidra.
Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, water, and fiber. Each of these carries out one or more of three basic functions. To provide energy, this is mainly the role of carbohydrates and fats. Proteins are used for energy only if they are in excess of requirements for growth, development, repair, and replacement. To allow growth and repair of body cells and tissues, proteins in the diet provide a source of amino acids for cells to make their own proteins.
Thank you so much. So these are the main functions which are carried out by these nutrients which we take in our diet. They not only provide our body with energy, but the main role is played by the proteins. What do the proteins do? Ladies, please put your mics on mute. Linda, what's going on?
By accident.
Okay, never mind. All right. So proteins not only provide your body with growth in the growing stage, but throughout your life you need proteins for repair of the body cells and tissues. Now, what do you mean by this statement here, which says proteins are used for energy only if they are in excess of requirements for growth, development, repair, and replacement? What do you mean by this?
It means that carbohydrates are used generally for general energy, but proteins are used only for their requirements if they are in desperate need of growth, development, repair, or replacement of body tissues.
Yes, perfect. So after the protein has been used for its primary function of growth, development, and repair in your body, if there is excess protein after carrying out that function, then it can be used for energy also in the body. Okay, but in certain situations where your diet is lacking in carbohydrate at all, if you're not taking any carbohydrate and taking only protein in your diet, then protein is used in your body for the primary function of energy, because you need energy in order to carry out your daily activities and life functions, isn't it? So that is why carbohydrates are given the term protein sparers. Protein sparers, why? Because they spare protein so that they can carry out their primary function of growth, development, and repair. But if there are no carbohydrates in your diet, then protein are wasted for energy in the body, and their primary function of growth and development will be retarded. So that is why you can see the babies who have the marasmus and kwashiorkor, these diseases, in which though they are taking protein in their body, that is not being used for its primary function. Why? Because there is no carbohydrate in their diet, and protein is being wasted to provide energy to the body. All right, ladies. So protein can also provide your body with energy, but after completing its main functions of growth, development, repair, and replacement. Yeah. Sarah Zubair, can you please read out the slide?
To regulate the body's metabolism, vitamins and minerals are needed in very small quantities in the diet to help regulate our metabolism. Even if you are lying in bed and completely inactive, you are still using energy to keep your heart beating, your lungs working, and your body temperature constant. The chemical reactions in your body, such as those involved in growth and repair, are occurring and require energy. The energy required for these body functions is the basal metabolic rate, BMR. The BMR varies from person to person, but an adult requires about 7,000 kilojoules per day. So even if you lie down and do very little, you still need this energy.
Thank you so much, Zara. So what do you understand by BMR, basal metabolic rate, ladies? Have you heard about it earlier?
Yes.
Yeah, what is it? BMR? Okay, when your body is in rest, okay, for example, if you're sleeping, do you need energy when you're sleeping as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Does your body require energy? Yes. Why?
Because the organs are still functioning.
Yes. So you did not die, you're just sleeping, isn't it? So even when you're sleeping, your body is still functioning. Your body's metabolism is going on, your heart is beating, your lungs are working because you're breathing, and your body temperature is kept constant because of these metabolic activities which are taking place. The food is getting digested, and also for growing children, when you sleep, the maximum growth takes place when you are sleeping. All right, so the body needs energy even while it is at rest or while you're sleeping or resting. So this energy which is required to carry out all these body functions even when you are rest is known as the BMR, or the basal metabolic rate. The energy which is required to carry out the body functions when you are at rest is known as BMR. So again, as the energy requirements differ from person to person, the BMR also varies from person to person depending upon the same factors like the age, the activity, the sex, etc. But an average adult requires about 7,000 kilojoules energy per day. Okay, so kilojoules are the unit which measure the energy. So whenever you're expressing energy, you will express it in joules, which is the unit for measuring energy. So an average adult needs 7,000 kilojoules per day. So even if you lie down and do very little, you still need this energy to carry out your body functions, your body metabolic activities, etc. Right? So even if you're lying in bed and completely inactive, like you were during the vacation, you are still using energy to keep your heart beating, your lungs working, and various other organs working in your body. All right, ladies. So whenever you are calculating the energy needs, you need to include the basal metabolic rate plus the energy you need for the activity in your body. Okay, for example, you are a sports person. So sports person needs a lot of energy, so he needs to take energy rich diet, isn't it? So the energy he needs, when you're calculating how much energy the sports person needs, you need to count the basal metabolic rate first, which is the energy he needs even if his body is at rest, plus the energy which he needs to exercise and take part in a marathon or any kind of a sport should be included. This is how you calculate the energy requirement of a person. I will discuss in detail further in this topic as to how you calculate the energy requirement. All right, ladies. So these four are the functions of the nutrients in our body: to provide energy, to allow for growth and repair of the body cells and tissues, which is carried out by the proteins, and to regulate the body's metabolism, and this function is carried out by the vitamins and minerals in your body, though they are needed in small amounts in your diet, but you need them, otherwise you will get deficiency symptoms. Like if there is iron deficiency, you get anemia. If there is calcium deficiency, you get diseases like osteomalacia, osteoporosis, etc. So though you need in smaller amounts, but you still need the vitamins and minerals. Clear so far, ladies? Any questions?
No, Miss, thank you.
Teacher, thank you.
All clear?
Yes.
All right. Can someone please read out the slide, energy needs?
May I?
Yes, please.
Energy needs. Every day, a person uses up energy. The amount what you use partly depends on how old you are, which sex you are, and what job you do. The energy you use each day comes from the food you eat. If you eat too much food, some of the extra will probably be stored as fat. If you eat too little, you may not be able to obtain as much energy as you need. This will make you feel tired.
Thank you so much. Who is this?
It's me, Dua.
Dua, could you also please explain what you understood? As I discussed about it already. What did you
Oh
understand?
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Energy depends on many different factors, as stated, such as the age and the gender, as well as the job or the activities the person does throughout the day.
Yes.
And it usually comes from the food we eat. So if we exceed, the food will be stored as fat, which isn't any good for our body. And if we eat too little,
Yeah. Dua, please continue. Dua, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, sorry, the mic cut off.
No problem. Yes. What happens if you take less? Yeah.
If we take less, our body will not be able to function very well and will feel really exhausted and tired.
Perfect. Very well explained to us. So if you take less, then you will feel very tired and lethargic and you will not have enough energy. Whereas if you're eating in excess, you will turn obese, you will put on weight. So it's always important to have a balanced diet. Take only the right amount which is needed by the body. All right. So this slide shows how the body uses the food which is taken by the diet which you take. Your body uses energy even if you're not moving, which is the BMR. The food, it contains nutrients which produce energy and help to grow and repair the body. So which nutrients function is this? The nutrients which produce energy are?
Carbohydrates.
Very good. And which are the nutrients which help in growth and repair?
Proteins.
Protein. Excellent. And you use more energy if you are active and less if you are resting. And your body uses energy even if you are sleeping or resting. Your body needs enough food to keep itself at the right temperature. So in order to carry out the metabolic activities, to maintain the stable body temperature, the stable pH level, the stable blood sugar levels, it is very, very important that you take a proper diet. And energy is needed to pump blood around your body. For your heart and for your organs and systems to function properly, you need to take a proper balanced meal. Only then you can stay healthy and your body can function properly. So this is how you calculate your energy requirement per day. How do you calculate? You will get how much energy you need when you are adding your BMR, which is the basal metabolic rate, the energy you need when you're at rest, plus the energy you need for your activity. For example, you are a school-going child, you are an adolescent now. So all of you must be ranging somewhere from 13 to 16 years of age, isn't it? So during this age, you need a lot of protein for your growth, a lot of carbohydrates and fats for your activity because you have a very active lifestyle. And similarly, you need to include a lot of minerals and vitamins in your diet. So according to your activity, you need to calculate the energy you need. Plus, you need to add the dynamic action of food. Now, what do you mean by the dynamic action of food? Have you ever heard of this term earlier? All right, ladies, the time is about up. So I will give you a research. I want you to research about dynamic action of food. What is it? So research about it and I'll give you time to speak about it in our next class, inshallah. You may submit your research just by talking about what it is, or you may show a picture, you may display a picture and speak about it, or you may also display in the form of a presentation any way you like. So this is your homework. Also, let me check if any questions you can answer. Yeah. So on page number 78, you can answer question 7.1. Let me display it over here, which will be your homework. All right, ladies. So we will complete the rest of the topic in our next class, inshallah. So this will be your homework. Textbook page number 78, question number 7.1, which includes the definition of a balanced diet and which of the nutrients are organic and which are inorganic, which of these nutrients can provide energy, and what is the role of the fiber in the diet. Clear? Any questions so far?
Yes, Miss. When we explain the dynamic action of food, can I put in a Microsoft Microsoft Word?
Sure, you can. You can put it in the form of Word, presentation, PDF, any which form. I will make you the presenter. You can present and discuss and talk about your research.
Thanks, thank you.
You're most welcome. Dua, you have a question?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah.
For the research, will it be presented in our upcoming lesson?
Yes, in the next lesson. Yes.
Okay.
I believe we have a lesson tomorrow, isn't it? So tomorrow I'll give you time to speak about it, 2 minutes each. All right. You're most welcome. So I've downloaded the attendance 21 attendees. Okay, ladies, you have a great day ahead and take very good care of yourselves till tomorrow, inshallah.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Bye. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow, inshallah.